First off, let's just ignore the fact that my face is a hot mess. My acne has gotten progressively worse over the past 2 years, and then wearing masks every day certainly didn't help. So we're not going to talk about my face. No. Anyways, this video is not about my acne. It is about me going through everything I have bought this year and wearing a full face of it, which is pretty wild that I can do a full face of makeup that I bought this year. I don't know if that feels a little bit too much. It's just a time for me to reflect on what I bought and how I feel about things. And I thought this should just be a fun way for me to put on some of the makeup, which might not have gotten as much love as I want to give it. So the first thing that I'm going to be applying that I did buy this year was the Milani Eyeshadow Primer. This was just a replacement item because I ran out of my last one, but definitely glad I bought this because it really changes the makeup game for me. When I don't wear primer, I can tell it's a hot mess, especially when I'm panning old and sad shadows. They need this primer. You are probably familiar with the two palettes that I bought this year, both from BH Cosmetics, the Lost in LA and the Blueberry Muffin palette. I'm thinking of doing a like two-toned eye look where one eye is different than the other and they're kind of like inverted. I've never done that before. Oh, I think once for fun, but it always seemed so cool. So I think I want to try that. I think I'm doing a blue and pink look, so I'm gonna go in with the shade Delish from the Blueberry Muffin palette, and I think I'm gonna combine Hot and Fresh with City of the Angels, Spread Your Wings for Me. Anyways, sorry. I'm gonna combine this with the silver to make kind of a lighter blue. And then for the other eye, I'm gonna put 90210 in the crease, and then I'm gonna mix Sunset Boulevard with the Hills to make kind of a light, warm pink. I just love how pigmented these shades are. It's just really nice, especially for bright colors like this. I don't want them to be shy with their pigmentation. I think I might add a dab of the 405 to make the pink slightly warmer so that it kind of blends with that warm pink I'm going to use later. I think I'm going to do something a little bit more funky. At first I was going to do blue and then pink on the lids. Now I'm thinking I'm going to invert it and that'll be fun. Totally forgot that I need to add a glitter glue. This is not something I bought this year, but it looks brand new still. Look at that. I swear there's like the biggest air bubble because I use this almost every day that I wear eyeshadow. Alright, so I finished my eye look with the inverted thing. Let me know what you think. I've never done this before. I don't know how to feel. I think I prefer this eye. But another thing I bought this year were these extreme lasting eye pencils from Essence. Thinking I should try both of these to pair with this. I don't think the brown would make much sense. I don't use these a ton. I've used this the most, even though it's the longest. For some reason, it like moves the slowest, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel as comfortable on my eyes as without it, and I don't think it does like so much that I feel like it's worth it most of the time. You get me? It's fun occasionally, but I'm not sure if I would repurchase these. Okay, the thing I don't like about wearing two at once is that the black on the top takes forever to dry, so either I wait forever to put the bottom one on or it just transfers. Like, I don't know how you can see now, but there's like a black line down here. Anyways, let's get straight to the foundation. I bought two this year. One I just bought, but this one is so close to being done. I don't think I can finish it by the end of the year, but I would like to get as much use on it as I can. As you can see, there's not a ton left in there because that's all it's reaching to. So I kind of have to go in with a little brush to dig everything out and put it on my face. I like it well enough. I feel like it looks good on some days and other days it doesn't. It just doesn't have the coverage I need to cover my horrendous skin right now. Not to mention that the shade Lily, which I believe is their lightest warm tone shade, is just a little bit pale on me. I don't know how you can see, but it's just, oh, it kind of makes me look like a ghost a bit. It dries down slightly darker than it looks right now, but it's pretty light. But as you can see, even though my face is for sure darker and redder than the rest of my skin, this is lighter to the point where it looks a little bit awkward. And so it's okay because I can put on extra bronzer or something, but yeah, it's just not ideal. And so the fact that the new one I bought is basically the same color worries me, because this is me in the winter. As you can see, even when I layer it, it still isn't full coverage. And sometimes, especially on my nose, if I try to layer it multiple times, it kind of almost just takes off the layer underneath, or just has a weird texture, and you probably can't see that on camera, but like, this isn't the best thing I've ever tried, but it's not bad. I might consider buying it again in a different color, but I hope I can find something better, at least for now, with how my skin is. Now this concealer is a similar color, but I'm fine with my concealer being a bit lighter than my skin, because it, you know, helps with brightening, but honestly, I think this concealer might be slightly darker, actually, than this foundation, so. This is actually the lightest shade in this range. It's 100 Pure Ivory, the Milani Conceal and Perfect concealer. I'm not sure how I feel about this. It might be a little bit too drying for my under eyes. It's not horrible, it's just, I don't think I like it as much as the NYX Born to Glow. So far I found that I like it best if I apply it with my finger. With a brush, it just doesn't look right. The finger kind of helps it meld in because it is a bit of a thicker consistency. One of the powders that I bought this year was the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder, and I do like this for mattifying. As you can see, I have already hit pan, partially because I've used this in several Franken contours and stuff like that, but I think it does provide a nice finish. I have no idea if this would come off as white on a darker skin tone. I'm not gonna lie, especially because my foundation is already super pale. It doesn't really change much on me, but it seems to be fairly translucent. Depending on my skin, I might use this all over my face, or I might use the other one I have all over my face. Sometimes I even put this down before my foundation if I'm wearing like a really dewy looking sunscreen, and it actually kind of helps that way. As you can see, I already expanded the pan. But for under my eyes, and for some days if I don't want to look super matte, this Milani Prep Set and Glow, I'm so glad I have this. I don't know how I survived before. I've bought this before, but I love this, and it looks so good under the eyes. See how smooth and just nice it looks under there? This powder is so good. And it's pretty translucent as well, but again, it's hard for me to say because it's pretty close to my skin tone. I think for under this lash line, I'm gonna do the kind of pinkish combo that I did on this eye. Again, just to like make it inverted and fun. And then I'm gonna use the blue on this lash line. Now, some other things that I got this year were these Milani highlighters. I had a different shade, but I got the shades Moon Glow and Summer Glow. It was like a month before I realized that I actually don't really like highlighter on the cheeks, so really poor timing. Love these as inner corner highlights. I haven't really used this one a ton just because with what I've been panning, warm eyeshadow looks haven't really been a thing. And I don't think gold will make as much sense with this look. So I'm probably gonna use this one, which is more of like a peachy, neutral kind of shade. But yeah, I just think the highlight on the cheeks is too much for me. I prefer like a really glowy blush, but usually that glow is a lot less intense than highlighters. I don't know, maybe it's also because I've been getting more acne, so I don't want like really intense glowy highlightiness, just because I'm already been more oily than I have been in the past. But I think it's just a change of preference I like a more matte finish and then maybe a bit of satin shimmeriness, but not super, super shiny. But these have been really pretty on the inner corner. I mean, sometimes I will put highlighter on my nose and on my cupid's bow because I actually do like that effect. Let me know if you feel the same way or if you still really enjoy highlighter on the cheeks. Yeah, let me know which eye you think looks better. Like, which one do you prefer? The blue on pink or the pink on blue? I'm leaning towards this one, but with this lash line, it did make this side look better. This is another thing that I got this year. This was the e.l.f., I think it was the highlighting brush. I got it as like a free gift purchase, but I was already eyeing the brush itself. I do like this brush for contour, and this is something else that I bought this year, but poor timing because I realized I could turn so many eyeshadows into contour, so I don't really need this right now, but eventually I'll get to it. It's the Essence Contouring Duo Palette in the shade, I think it was like lighter skin. They only have 2 shades in this. I don't think I'd repurchase it just because the darker one certainly doesn't go dark enough. And also this is, if this is supposed to be a contour, it's the same depth as my skin, and I am pale. But mixing these two together is a good effect because this on its own is a bit dark and harsh and harder to blend. As you can see, after I use the contour, I look a lot less ghostly pale, but I still like a foundation that matches me, you know? The 2 blushes I got this year were the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush in the shade Always Cheeky. It's this pretty peachy pink. It's super pale, but that's why I love it on me. And then I also have the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Rosa Romantica. I also got this brush this year. This is the Flower Beauty Precision Blush Brush. I forgot to mention I also got these 3 brushes from BH Cosmetics, but I didn't use them in this look. I think I'm gonna go in with this, and then on the very tops of my cheekbones, add some of this. Really wish I got more use out of this. I've only used it a few times, but I really, really enjoy it. I've just been so focused on Franken blushes and things that I'm working on in projects. Same thing with this blush. Although I think I might have used it a little bit more. When I first got it, I wore it like every day. It's just super pretty, and it adds just like the hint of color and shine that just adds a bit of life to my face, even if I'm not wearing a ton of makeup. I also bought a replacement for the e.l.f. Wow Brow, I believe, this year. This is in the shade Natural Brown. The thing about this is that I have a bald spot on this brow. My brow hairs start falling out on this eyebrow if I get super stressed. It happened over summer, and it happened again near final season. But I do really like this formula. It adds a lot of color and fluffiness and fullness, though it is hard when there are bald spots. It can't really do much for that. Yeah, my brows are not even. Now, I only have 1 lipstick that I got this year. This was actually a gift from my mom for my birthday. It's the Flower Beauty Perfect Pout Moisturizing Lipstick in the shade Buttercup. It is a very pretty pinky warm nude. It's a very soft formula. I don't think I'm gonna buy any more lipsticks from Flower because most of them have just been very soft and they look like this. And it even was soft when I was sitting outside in like 46 degrees when I was writing a paper at 3 in the morning. I'm not gonna explain why I was writing a paper at 3 in the morning when it was 46 degrees outside with like 2 coats on, because I'm an Arizonian and that's like really cold for me. But I do like this color. It's a very moisturizing lipstick. It moves around more than I'd like. I think I just prefer a matte lipstick. I really appreciate having a nude lipstick, I will say that. But see, it's moved in the tube again. I would not repurchase this. I think I can go through it pretty quickly if I actually tried. I don't know if I want to because it's the newest lipstick in my collection. Yeah, the last thing is this Covergirl Exhibitionist mascara. I think the first time I used it was yesterday, because my other mascara just ran out. I used to really love this, but then I wanted to try other things, and I don't know. I figure I might as well try it again, because I don't know what to do with mascara anymore. I just don't think I'll ever find the perfect one, you get me? I'm pretty happy with everything I bought this year. Obviously, I couldn't use everything I bought this year because there were a few things that were overlapping. If I were to go back, I didn't need this. I don't know how to feel about these. I don't really have eyeshadows in these colors, so it almost seems like it's worth it. The only things that I kind of regret are these Essence eyeliners, just because, I don't know, I think I would have liked this look if I just didn't use them. It feels more uncomfortable. It feels like I'm wearing makeup, you know? I don't think I'll declutter them because I don't really know who I would declutter them to. If you have any tips on eyeliners, let me know. But that is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed and I hope that you have an amazing day. Bye!